Janice is my friend of 35 years, and she had a Johnny Perky personality. We laughed all the time. Tragically, she is now in the very last stages of Alzheimer's, and unfortunately, she did not initiate a long-range plan for any potential necessary care. She is now a prisoner in her home where only minimal care is provided. When I first met her, she was an office manager for a federal agency which employed 12 administrative law judges, 12 staff attorneys, and 30 or more support staff. Years later, she and her husband Larry moved to Mississippi for his job. While they were there, they also bought a farm and a herd of Angus cows. Janice then enrolled in cow college, as we called it, because she wanted the knowledge of relating to farm and cow management. She was the only female in the animal husbandry and small engine repair classes, alongside regional farmers and ranch hands. She was, don't you know that those fellows were both amused and impressed by her. She did light up a room. She was an excellent bridge player and a wonderful artist. She also owns a number of family home properties which she has rented and maintained over the years. She was an accomplished woman who always operated with deep integrity and honesty. It was both a joy and an honor to be her friend. Subsequent to Larry's death at about age 60, Janice remarried and insisted that her new husband sign a prenup. She also has a will designating her daughter as her executrix. But about 4 years ago, she began her journey with dementia. Her two sisters tried to convince her to get the necessary papers in place. By then, however, she was already unable to see the wisdom of getting prepared, and further, she developed some suspicions, so she refused. She had been such a smart lady. Although her sisters and myself have been pushing Janice's husband and her daughter to get her placed in memory care for almost 2 years, neither have wanted to get involved with changing the status quo because of the out-of-pocket money and or time required to go through the court systems to obtain the power of attorney or guardianship. They both stand to get what they want anyway. The daughter gets all the properties, including the dream of a beach house, which she's already using extensively, and her husband has a life interest in her lovely home. The sisters have observed the husband threatening to strike her, and she has been seen with facial injuries and scratches, which he reports comes from falls, etc. Also, her personal hygiene and proper sanitary care are not being maintained. As they live alone, nothing can be documented regarding her personal safety. Her husband has been interviewed by social services and has been put on notice regarding any further questionable behavior on his part. I also worry that if something were to happen to him, being in a car wreck or something, she would be left to wander around her home until who knows when. Now here we are, a daughter who cares only a little, her husband who cares only to the extent that he's inconvenienced, and her sisters and myself who love her deeply, but are unable to intervene because no one can access her generous resources without the huge time and money investments. She is no less precious to us now, but as smart as she was, she is lost in the system because she did not do the one thing necessary to prepare for her long-term care and well-being. That one thing was power of attorney.